This is Miguel. Welcome to another episode as we explore Microsoft Classroom and all of the tools. In As you may recall, in the previous videos, we've been looking at Microsoft Classroom from a teacher perspective. Now let's take a look at it from a student perspective. What do the students see when they log in? So if they go to classroom.microsoft.com using whatever browser they have available, they can click on the sign in button, and since I've already logged in once, the username will pop right up. I'm going to go ahead and click on sign in, and it's going to bring me straight into classroom.microsoft.home. Now, as you can see, there are a list of assignments here. I can click on assignments, and these are assignments that are still pending or to do. And then is a list of classes, and the class, since I only have one class, or the student is only enrolled in one class, uh, you can see what that looks like. Now, the student's view, when they click on calendar, it's going to take them straight into Outlook. So they have full access to the Outlook calendar. And here are the different things that are available. So you can see that there are two different assignments here, or three different assignments that are pending. And that's just a quick jump into the calendar. If I go into conversations as a student, I will see any conversations that the teacher has opened up and made available. Since I haven't been here before as a student, you can see that it says groups, lets you share conversations, files, and a calendar. So anyone can see these items. So I'm going to click on reply all. Notice that I have a very simple editor here, but you can actually pop out that page, and it becomes a full screen. Well, not quite full screen, but you just pop that out, and it will then give you sort of a window for messaging. You have access to a full list of tools down here with paragraph breaks and indenting and bullets and numbering. I can also attach files. And so, for example, if I have a Firefly image that I've uploaded or saved into my files, I can click on Next and attach it as a OneDrive file where um, it can be, recipients can edit, or just attach it as an image that will be shared with others. When I click Send, now my contribution appears here. If I Let me switch over to a teacher perspective. If I'm looking at this as a teacher, I'm going to um, see the conversation is continuing. And notice that I have a variety of options. I can view, I can download, I can open in a new tab, copy the link for sharing, or maybe view in OneDrive. And when I select view in OneDrive as the teacher, I'm going to see what my student shared with me. And notice that it shows that work over on the left hand side, TCA student 31. So let's continue our exploration of what things look like from a student's perspective. If I click on the files, that's going to open up a fresh tab, and here's all the files that my teacher has shared with me. Inside the project folder, the teacher has put in a picture. And then in the assignments area, here are all the different assignments. I don't think there's anything inside of those folders, but as the teacher, I could add items to this, and the students would see that. Okay. finally, there is the OneNote Online class notebook, and students access that, and they could actually, let's see, it says we can't open this file from OneNote Online. Would you like to download a copy? There's the sound file, and then we can decide how we're going to play it. I'm just going to, I guess, use Windows Media Player. Welcome to this English class. I'm your teacher, Miguel Gulen, and I'm thrilled to have you here. We're going to be working on, so there you go. That's very, very straightforward way of playing, audio that's been available. Here's one of the videos that I made available. And as you may recall, as a student, I have access to the collaboration space. I have access to the content library. All of this is available through the web. And here is a copy of that resource. And then if I come down to TCA Student 31, which is, I see in my private space, I have all these items that I can work with. And there's the work that I previously interacted with before. So those are just really straightforward looks at the classroom. From the classroom perspective, it is a pretty straightforward environment for me to work in. Not a lot of options that can be confusing. I do get some notifications if there are new assignments or new things popping up. Now, I do have access to other resources here. As a student, if I needed to type something or write something, I could use Microsoft Word, and I could create a resource. For example, if I was doing an APA style paper, that document is saved. All I have to do is come up here to Document, change the title, and now this resource is available here. I can choose to share it. I can get a link. I can invite my teacher to it. I can just get a link, and my teacher would be able to edit that or view it. It just depends on what I would want to do. But all of this resource is available here. If I click on Save As, notice that I can save it a copy as a Word document, a PDF, or open document. And if I click on Save As, it's going to be in the online folder. I can give it a different name because it is saving it in OneDrive. So if I were to, as a student, go into my files, I should see my VIP paper available to me in my files. Right now I can't see it because I'm in the Period 1 English, but if I go to my files, excuse me, if I go to my OneDrive as a student, there it will appear. So I think it's really just a matter of helping students get comfortable with the environment, and so they could see where their information is, and then explore where are some other places that things could be turned in or shared. But I think sharing is pretty straightforward. I'm going to type in the address of the teacher. And now that document has been shared with Miguel Gulen. And I've actually received a notification here let me flip over and see what things look like. Now, what I would hope is that I would receive that document, and I believe it was probably just shared with me. So I'd have to go to my OneDrive to see it. And as a result, I would end up with these files sort of consuming my space. Let me see, shared with me. Although I don't think anything that's shared with you actually consumes space. But here's that my VIP paper from TCA Student 31. I can choose to remove it from the shared list, open in Word Online, or open it in Word. I have those options available to me. So one of the challenges that we run into here is that if students are sharing their work with you um, as a file, it actually is ending up in your email. And that can be a bit of a problem because you don't want to have to deal with these files in your email or in your inbox. What you really want to see happen is that instead of them coming into your mailbox, see if it loads a little faster this time. Here it is. Instead of it coming into your mailbox, just going to delete it. It would be great if it actually went into your Microsoft Classroom assignment. So you probably want to think about this before you ask students to turn assignments in. I recommend using Class Notebook because it is so easy to have students just create things in Class Notebook, and then you can grade it there, especially if you've connected your Microsoft Classroom and Class Notebook. So what I would recommend then is to create an assignment, and I think we already have an assignment for Firefly, or I think it was my VIP paper. Again, this is a fake assignment, so we're not spending a lot of time playing with that. But what we are doing is hopefully creating an assignment that students can turn work into. So if I switch back to assignments, I should now see a My VIP paper assignment. When I click on it, I have the option of adding an existing document or creating a new one. If I add existing, I have a variety of choices. I can go to my OneDrive, I can go to link. If I go to my OneDrive, you'll see that my VIP paper is there. So when I click on it, I can attach it, and now that document is going to appear there. As the teacher, when I go look at my VIP paper and look at submissions, I'm going to see that student 31 has submitted something. Let me see if I can. Now, nothing is showing up, which makes me think, maybe the student hasn't turned it in. Maybe here's their VIP paper, but maybe they've forgotten a critical step. And that step is basically they have to come up to the top right hand corner and turn it in. And then so when you're asked, are you sure you want to turn in the assignment, the student says yes. And now it's submitted. And then I can come back, and if I go to submissions, I'll see that the status has changed from in progress to submitted. And at this point I should be able to see the student's assignment. Let me move this window over just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So there we go. We now, over on the right hand side, and this can be a bit of an issue, especially if you have a lot of students in this list. At, in the same place, at the top right corner, it's going to show the students right next to the roster. So if you had a lot of students, you'd have to scroll back up, click on each student, and then scroll back up. And you can see that here's the work that's been submitted. I'll just send them a quick note and say thank you. And I can click on that link and it's actually going to open up this document. There it is. I can choose to add comments. And now the student has a comment on that document. I'm going to close this. And post. Make that go away, and let me switch back over to student view. And here's the work. Here are the comments from my teacher. And if I click on my VIP paper, if I click on comments, hopefully it's going to load in the comments that the teacher has left. And there they are, or there it is. So that's just a quick way of giving feedback, and it enables you to do that. So once the student has corrected that work, um, so we have a lot of so that work is there. So the student view, from the student view, this VIP paper is pretty much turned in. It's submitted. It's over. I don't have a lot of views available to me except to look at the comments. From the teacher perspective, when I come in here, I'm actually able to go in and grade this student. So I'm going to assign a 95 and post the grade. And now let me see if I can show you what happens on the other end. So now this assignment's been graded and my grade is prominently displayed. So I know pretty much what's happened. So that's a quick overview of what the student view looks like. What we haven't really seen is the class notebook and looking at it on another device, perhaps like a mobile device. But you can access it on the web, and there's quite a bit of information here. But what would be really nice for a student is to be able to access this and then be able to draw on the screen using a Microsoft Surface tablet or an iPad. So we'll be discussing that in